G'day friends! Today I'm doing Ali Brown's Honey Slim Pickins challenge, so let's go grab Steve and see what he picks out for me.
Are there 5 things?
5, yeah.
Of any of this?
Anything.
Are you sure?
Just anything.
So like if I choose tacky glue?
Well, that's a tool.
Okay. Something to write with or create with.
Create
You
with.
can create with tacky glue.
So I went and grabbed Steve just as he was getting ready for work, toothbrush in his mouth, sock in his back pocket. But I didn't think it'd take him too long to pick this stuff out, and it didn't really. He knew where everything was and what he wanted to pick out for me. He said he was being really nice, and he was. But yeah, we'll get into how easy this challenge wasn't.
Right.
At least I did it all in the same family for you.
Yeah. You were very clever.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And I needed the luck, let me tell you. So what he picked out for me was this Dilutions paint in bubblegum pink. I got the carbon ink fountain pen, Tim Holtz distress marker in peacock feathers, a Posca white paint pen, and the washi tape, which Steve likes to say is the basic white girl washi tape. So that's hilarious to me. I don't think he's wrong though. These are the extra tools that I decided to use anyway. I don't know if it's cheating. I hope it is cheating. I love to cheat. You know me, I love to cut corners. But yeah, anyway. So this is a handmade journal insert that I made with mixed media cardstock. So it's great to work with lots of water, which was good because I found that those 2 colors were so vibrant that the only way I was going to be able to, I wanted to do a mermaid because it's a bit of a go-to for me. I thought it'd be a way to make this challenge a little easier for myself. But the only way to get, all the tones and the variations of color was to really, really dilute it and water it down. Kind of use it as a watercolor, even though it's an acrylic. It's a very liquid acrylic, so it actually functioned kind of well as a watercolor. And you can get some pretty fun textures and kind of pooling happening if you want to remove some of the water with water. They're water reactive, so if you've got a paper that can handle it, you can spritz water over the top of it and remove some of the color. So it kind of functions as a watercolor, and so does the distress marker. So I was starting with a really, really light base for the mermaid, and then I thought, my best bet to get this to really work out and look pretty layered and, something equivalent of what I would create with all my other products, then I'd have to build it up in lots of layers. So I was working pretty intuitively, no pencil sketches, no nothing. I'm not one to really paint out a lot of what I do. I like to draw it before I do it. So this was a much more of a challenge than I expected, but it was fun, I'm just as guilty of what Ali was talking about in being so spoilt for choice with our craft supplies, and I found myself at every point in this trying to reach over and grab something else from my craft cart and just reminding myself that it's a challenge, like I'm not allowed. So yeah, I eventually found out that if I mixed the 2 colors together, I could get a fun purple, which was great, because that opened up a whole nother option for shading and putting in tones and shadows and highlights, etc, etc, etc. I used the washi tape to try and add a fun little quote on for a bralette. Is that what they're called these days? They're called boob tube in my day. Anyway, so it was a fun challenge. I was kind of upset thinking, because I thought when I watched it, they did so well. All the ladies that I've seen do it have done so well with it, and they kind of made it look really simple. Like, I saw everyone using their brains and trying to figure out what to do, but I thought, yeah, it's totally doable. But it wasn't until I sat down with the products and was like, oh, this is it, that I found out it was so much harder than I anticipated. And yeah, especially doing most of it with a paintbrush. Like, I love my pencil, I love my pens, I love, mixing all the mediums together, and, I so rarely work with just a paintbrush. Obviously, Steve was really, really nice to me, and he's seen what I work with a ton of times, so that's why he gave me the carbon ink fountain pen and the white paint marker. But I never use this thicker white paint marker. I always use the really, really thin one. So he thought he was being super nice, but, it was just half nice. Because if he really knew what I used, he'd get me the thin one. Anyway, Yeah, just adding in tons of fun stuff and building in layer upon layer upon layer. I found that working with these products, they are pretty buildable, and if you dilute them down with a lot of water, you can your other layers underneath will still peek through. So I found that was really helpful for me to know for the future if I wanted to get this layered effect. And I love the effect of adding a lot of water to that distress marker. The pooling is so much fun, and it reacts with the ink so fun. That's not even a phrase. Why did I say that? It reacts with the ink so well, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so layer, 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 and a mermaid. So you could say I didn't really stretch myself, but it was a fun but actually quite difficult challenge. And I think he got me off easy with the stuff that he picked. So yeah, thanks Ali for putting it out there and stretching the limits of our creativity. I'm quite nervous for the next challenges that are going to come up, actually. I didn't want to have to do this and then be so upset with it and do it all over again, especially because I think I spent about an hour on this. So I was really committed to doing it once and doing it well and being proud of whatever I created. So I'm proud of it. I think it turned out really cute. It's a fun little page, much like what I was doing with my journaling a while ago, where it's a full spread done from start to finish, and, you know, a mermaid, some like visual interest, lots of bold colors, and then just writing all over it, quotes and fun stuff like that. So yeah, I had a blast doing it, and it was a challenge. I encourage you all to try it, and you know, you won't know until you sit down with your 5 items just how restricted you feel. We are so spoilt for choice. But yeah, super fun. I hope you like it. If you do like it, make sure you check out everyone else's. There's a ton of fun videos. I think Ali's got a playlist on her YouTube. That's the one I was watching from start to finish. All the ladies did so well. And yeah, it was fun to have a challenge that was relevant to the journaling community, because I don't know if there are many going on out there. There's a heap of art ones, but, you know, journaling's a thing in and of itself. So it was fun to do something a little specific for art journaling. Anyway, this is it. I'm just about to wrap it up and show you all the close-ups. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you want to give it a go for it. Go over to Ali, check out all of her stuff. Go and check out the rest of the ladies that did it. It was a really fun project. And go grab your honey and get them to pick out your 5 things and give it a go yourself. And share on social media, tag us all, spread the love, share the love. Alrighty, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!